The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So the other day I asked y'all to drop me questions. Y'all did. So let's cook. First question from Michigan Go Blue 1234 says, I hope Harbaugh hires a passing game coordinator. I think JJ could benefit in many areas, especially footwork. Yeah. And to me, that goes into doing everything you can to have your players prepared to be great. So, and I know I cooked on this many times during the year with the no passing game coordinator. You got all these dudes run focused, but you can't forget about the most important position is the quarterback. So you need a pass game coordinator. He needs to hire that and get that have that for next year, just to make sure JJ and the other quarterbacks are able to put their best foot forward in getting the right coaching and getting the coaching from somebody that's specifically focused on the pass game. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll pay dividends, honestly. All right. Let's see. Brad Unity says, what do you think about our recruiting class in the transfer portal? Also, is there a chance that Blake comes back? Yeah, there's a chance that Blake comes back, of course, because he loves it at Michigan. And the thing about Blake is, even with the season he had, he's a smaller back. I'd say in the NFL, scat back kind of thing, where you use him on third down a little more and stuff, even though he's complete, but that's just how it goes for a smaller dude. So I would say he probably has to see where his draft stock is, whether it's because I think he's a late round pick regardless. And then with his injury, he may need to come back just so he can show them, okay, I'm healthy, and get back to where he was going to get drafted this year. Because with that injury, you know, that drops you some more. Just like David Ojabo got hurt right before the draft, dropped him some. So he might have to come back just to get his stock back up to where it was this year, because it took a hit with that injury. So that's what he's gonna have to do and process with his family and his agent or whatever, to see if it's even worth it to go to the league now or come back and try to show him I'm back. Kind of like Abraham from Minnesota. I think the recruiting class is okay. The recruiting class is okay. It's not spectacular. I don't think we got any 5 stars. There's a few that haven't signed. Besides that, the transfer portal, they killing it in the transfer portal. I like what they doing. They getting guys that they can plug in, similar to how Olawatimi did. Okay, we lost a good player. Boom, plug in Olawatimi. He's winning awards and everything, and he's taking the offensive line to the next level. They're getting guys that are veterans that can be plugged in and fit a need, and they're not going to have growing pains most likely. They can just come in, learn the system, and fit in, because the more football you've played and that you've learned, it makes it easier to, you know, go into new systems and things like that and pick it up right away. Let's see. Slade the Expectation says, do you think State can pull off the upset and get the rematch they so desperately want? Do you want to see a rematch, or would you rather us lose to TCU so State doesn't have a chance at a rematch? Us losing is not an option for me. Yeah, I don't want them to get a rematch, but I don't want us to lose to not get a rematch. I don't know if you trolling with that or what, but us losing to avoid somebody that's never an option for me. No, we ain't running from no fight. Let's see. And do I want to see the rematch? No, I don't want to see a rematch between us and Ohio State because we beat them already. You know how many times I would have liked to have had a second chance to play them again? No. You got beat. I don't want them to get no rematch. Nope. We had too many years where we had a chance at something great and they beat us and it was, oh well, your season's basically done. No. I don't want them to get no rematch. I want them to get their doors blown in by Georgia and then you sit at home and watch us play for the championship. That's what I want. And it's not, and let's say they did make it. Now just imagine if somehow we both made the championship and somehow they did beat us. That's gonna feel horrible. One, we lost the championship. Two, we lost it to Ohio State. Come on, because people talk like things are guaranteed, and I don't do this guarantee stuff. You get on that field, you can lose. You get on that field, you can lose. So people with this guarantee, we ain't no guarantee on that field. So if we play them again, there's a possibility we can lose. It's hard to beat a team twice. So no, I don't want to have to play them again because we've never got that chance to play them again. So why would I want them to get a second chance? Oh, you scared of us? No. We just beat your head in, and we ain't never got a second chance. So why do I want to see y'all get a second chance? No, y'all sit at home, get your doors kicked in, and go cry in the corner. No second chance. We ain't never got one. Why I feel like you should get one? Oh, we get another chance at Michigan. No, you get a chance to get knocked out by Georgia. Now go on. Want to see y'all? Want to see them again? Nah. When did we get a second chance? Never. So get out of here. Now, appreciate the comments from Subconscious Wizard. He says, if Michigan plays and defeats OSU in the national championship game, do you think that will erase the last previous butt kickings we've taken before 2 straight games versus them? Now, if we did play them again in the championship and we beat them again, yeah, it'll make up for a lot. Winning a championship and then beating the rival in the championship, that makes up a lot because, you know, they love to say, oh, your last championship it was who knows when or whatever, because, you know, they try to use 97 like we didn't win it, even though everybody knows we won the championship. So, you know, having that ring, because we would have the most recent championship. So they can go back to what, 2014 when they won that? Yeah. They can go back to that year, but we can say 2022. We won a championship 2023 or whatever the year is. They play the game. The championship is the next year, but whatever. We're the champs. So it wouldn't totally kill it, but it would be on the deathbed, definitely. Getting the championship and beating them for it. You talking about trash talking. Woo wee. I'm coming for their head if that situation happens. Let's see. Ora 82 said, what worries you about TCU offense? I'm not too worried about their D. I think we can put up 35 plus, but their QB can get into Hulk mode. And that's what worries me, is the unknown. Because a dude like that, and just like JJ, it's the unknown. You come with a good blitz. Somehow he gets away from it. Scrambles and picks up 20 yards. You might have had him on a 3rd and 10 in a crucial situation in the game. And he gets away from pressure and gets a crucial first down to swing momentum or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what worries me, is the unknown, that unknown variable. You know, we all took algebra. That unknown variable of him doing something that is just off script. It wasn't a play that was called. It was just he just made a big time play with his legs or scrambled out and then made a big time throw, something like that. So the unknown, the known unknown, because we know he can do it, but you just don't know when he will do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So when the boys get to him, they got to get this dude to the ground. And that's not saying it's easy. Let's see. Hassan Saka. I don't know how to say that, bro. Do you think Michigan can legitimately win the Natty? Yeah. And I was talking to Back of the Bus podcast, and they had Chris from Menace to Sports, and we were all just trash talking. It was good, very good. But and they was, y'all don't, you know, they Ohio State fans. Y'all don't really think y'all could beat Georgia and all that. If y'all would rather play us, y'all have a better chance to play us. And honestly, yeah. Our better chance to win is playing Ohio State because they don't have as much talent as Georgia. Well, they do, but it's just a different style. They're not physical like Georgia. That's the word. And Ohio State, their defensive scheme it's Don Brown-esque. So that's a problem right there. And CJ Stroud is soft. So, yeah, the easier road is Ohio State, but they're probably not going to beat Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we talking about? So to go up against Georgia, it's just going to take the offensive coordinators. The game plan is the most important thing playing a team like Georgia. It's the game plan. So that would be the thing. Can we hold up in the trenches on offense and defense, get pressure and contain Stetson Bennett? And can they, nobody's really ran on Georgia since I don't know when. Like, nobody really runs on them. Like, they get these freaks from the South, and these dudes are monsters and physical and fast. So it's hard to run on them. The teams that normally beat them, they pass it around. So that game would be on JJ to make plays with his legs, with his arms, the unscripted plays, the known unknowns, that variable, the X variable, you know what I'm saying? So, but he's that type of dude. But it would be on the coaches to not come with a game plan. Oh, we're just going to run it down their throat and we're going to wear them out. They ain't going to get tired. And by the time you trying to run, you trying to tire them out, they going to blow us out probably. So, and that's what happened last year. Like, you have to know when it's like, that's not a good game plan. We're not going to be able to just try to do our normal run it down your throat against this team. It's just not likely. So you have to have a game plan to exploit their weaknesses, not exploit their strengths. Their run defense is a strength. You don't want to try to go at that. You try to find their weakness, right? So let's see. Will Blake Corum come back next year? That's up in the air. That's a big question, but I think he's got to find out what exactly his stock is like, and find out, okay, should I come back and get healthy so they see I'm healthy again and raise his stock that way. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just what he's really waiting to see. I believe. Roll Talk says, do you think Harbaugh entertains any NFL openings? I don't think he does this year. I think Harbaugh's kind of settled into this is good. This is good. Being at Michigan and doing the things that he's doing, and not only having Michigan winning and beating Ohio State, but also just the livelihood of being around those young players, helping people out, like the Michi thing, stuff like that, and just, enjoying life. I don't think you get that at that level in the NFL. Now he might get that itch back, but I think right now, I don't even think it would be a smart move if I was him to go to the NFL right now. You know what I'm saying? Because next year we're going to be loaded again. We'll probably be right back in this same position next year. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he'll entertain it, because he's got Michigan where he wants it to be right now, and he's got most of his talent coming back next year. So I don't think so. And he said he's not. He's kind of done with it, but that can change. We all change day to day. Appreciate the comment. The Warrior Walsh says the 3-3-5 system TCU's very well. How does our offensive game plan prepare for that defense? Preparing for their defense, I think it would be them more preparing for us. But I mean, it's the offensive linemen. The offensive linemen and the tight ends have to know who to block. Who am I going to block with these linebackers coming up in these gaps and things like that? Just knowing their assignments. But for the most part, Michigan's not going to have to adjust too much, because TCU's going to have to adjust to looks that they don't see, and that's those big sets with two tight ends and, bunch sets with the tight ends and things like that. They don't see a lot of that in the Big 12. So the adjustment is more on them. You know what I'm saying? So if a defense lines up, the offensive lineman can look and they pretty much know who they're supposed to get if they're on the same page and everything. So I think the biggest adjustment it will be with TCU just trying to handle those big sets Michigan's going to be coming out in that they don't see. Two tight ends, tight end bunch sets, and things like that. Jerry Smith says, Merry Christmas from Buckeye Nation. Roll Talk. Say it one time for me. The prodigal son, J.J. McCarthy. That's what I used to say. The prodigal son. He's came home. And, Chris from Medista Sports, he was getting on J.J. And he's saying that Backstreet Boy, and you know what I'm saying? You know how JJ looks. Looks like a Backstreet Boy, teen heartthrob or something, like he's in Sync or, I don't know, One Direction or, I don't know, one of those boy bands. But JJ is a dude. And you can like it or not. JJ plays with heart and a confidence that you can't do nothing but like it, especially if he your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I watch them, they get mad at CJ Stroud because he won't run. JJ will take off. You know what I'm saying? JJ will take off and make all types of different plays. You know what I'm saying? Some you scratch your head at, but he's that type of guy. So I can't do nothing but like and love what JJ does, because he plays with that confidence. Even before the year, all we know is beat Ohio State. Okay, Michigan ain't going to be able to beat them. Blake Corum hurt. JJ come out slanging that thing. All he know is beat Ohio State. So I can't do nothing but love it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because he getting it done. He done help change culture. Culture changer. So I can't do nothing but rock with him. You can call him Backstreet Boy, NSYNC, whatever you want. But when it come to him against Ohio State, I bet you ain't saying he lost. You can't say that. You can't say that yet. Now, who knows what the future holds, but you can't say that yet. He don't know how it feel to lose to them. A lot of our players don't know how it feel, my brother. Let's see. Who is my favorite all-time Michigan QB? This is a good question, and I'm not really sure who it is, honestly. I love Tom Brady, of course. I wish he would have got to start more. Who knows what he almost got us to another championship. I think they lost a game. Him and Drew Henson were going back and forth. Denard, I love Denard. I love Chad Henne. I like all them boys. Honestly, I would probably say Devin Gardner. And I've came on here and defended him because people love to kill him because he had the 98 for the 1 year and he was behind that horrible offensive line. I call it the worst offensive line in Michigan history, but he wouldn't quit. He wouldn't quit. He wouldn't. Whether Michigan wanted him to play quarterback, we need you at receiver. He go play receiver and getting touchdowns and balling at receiver. We need you back at quarterback. He come back playing quarterback. The dude was just, if he was under Harbaugh, and I wish he would have been able to stay to at least get 1 year under Harbaugh. Like if he just had some consistency in the program, who knows how good or great Devin Gardner could have been. Because this dude was the number one dual threat. Like this dude could run, could throw, huge. He holds Michigan records for, I think, most passing yards in a game. Him and Jeremy Gallon, most, I think Gallon had like 300 some yards that game. But the dude just had the talent. And if he was clicking, like he could shred you. With his arm, with his legs. Put up a hell of a performance against Ohio State 1 year, and we end up losing because we went for 2 instead of taking it to overtime when this man is killing them. Got like 400 yards, 4 or 5 TDs. Man was killing Ohio State, and we tie it up at the end, and they go for 2. Like, bro, what are you doing? This man is balling, and he even complained about that, but as you can see, dude is one of probably my favorite quarterback, and I just hate that he was at Michigan when it was so much turmoil and inconsistency with the rosters and the coaching staff. Because dude was a boss. Gardner is the dude that you create on NCAA football, basically. Can run, can throw, whatever. You can put him at receiver. So. Yeah, he's probably my favorite. How can TCU 335 beat our Smash Mouth offense? They're gonna have to play with some fire. They're gonna have to play a hell of a game, honestly, on defense. And they fly around and they play fast. Like I said in my pregame video, they fly around and they play fast in that 335. But there's only so much you can do when you got all those tight ends and offensive linemen out there getting on you. You can fly around. You just ain't big enough, dog. So that's going to be a problem because they're going to have to do that. Now, if they bring up their safeties, now you leaving plays out there for JJ and the receivers to make. So Michigan makes you adjust to them. You want to lead the safeties back? We'll run it down your throat. This is against teams that aren't running a 3-3-5 and don't have a disadvantage right off the top. So if you want to lead those safeties back, okay, that's fine. We'll get 5 yards a pop and grind you down all game until you don't want to play anymore. Oh, okay, you brought them up. Okay, now we'll play action and hit you with 15, 20 yards and play action you to death. So how do you want it? But you're going to have to adjust to us. That's the thing. Michigan makes you adjust to what they're going to do. And with JJ, it's like, okay, y'all want him back? That's fine. Oh, y'all bringing him up? Y'all already got him up? Okay, JJ, get him out the box. Get him out the box, JJ. You know what I'm saying? So That's the thing. They're going to have to bring those safeties up. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to do that. And also, you got to worry about JJ with his legs. So it's just a lot to deal with when you got a team and a coach that play the way that Michigan does with the talent. We're going to run it down your throat and make you adjust. You leave the safeties high, we're going to just run it down your throat. You bring them down, we still going to run it, but we're going to use the play action and let JJ get on the edges and see what's popping with these play action passes to our tight ends and our receivers. So it puts the defense in a conundrum. But that looks like that's all the questions. I'm ready for this game, honestly. It feels like we've waited way too long for this game. And I know the players are confident and ready to, get to the championship. I know they're ready to prove themselves because this is where they expect it to be. The same, and I was talking to Chris from Menace in the Back of the Bus podcast, and this is where I was telling them because they're Ohio State fans, two of them. Well, Chris is, and JT. Michigan expected to be here. This is we're happy to be here, or no. Michigan expected to be undefeated. Michigan expected to beat Ohio State, to beat Penn State, to beat Michigan State. Michigan expected to win the Big Ten. Michigan expected to be in the playoff and to win it. That's their expectation. That was their goal this year. So they're knocking off these goals, but what does JJ keep saying? What does the prodigal son keep saying? Job's not done yet. So that's the thing. The expectation and what they showed last year in the playoff left a bad taste in all those dudes' mouths that came back. And so they took what Aiden and Cade and them boys started, and they say, no, we're going to be back here next year, and we're going to show we belong. And that's what they're doing. That's what they've done. But now it's time to show it. So I expect these boys to come out and execute and be ready to show they belong so they can try to get that rematch with Georgia. If that's what they want, you want to make up for last year? Hey, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Hey, all that talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I know somebody's going to say, y'all can't beat Georgia. Every team can be beat. But are you going to do what it takes to beat them? Are you going to do all that film study? Are you going to do the homework? Are you going to execute flawlessly? Is the game plan on point? So if if the coaching staff and the players do the work and find holes, how do I exploit this team, this unstoppable, this great team? How do I exploit them? It's a way. It's always a way. But can you find it and can you implement it? That's all it is. Can you find that weakness and can you implement what it takes to beat it? To beat them. So that's how I feel about that. Film study and game plan goes a long way. I don't care who you're playing. Film study, game plan, and execution. But that's all I got for this one. I'm just ready for this game. What's it, Saturday around 4 o'clock? But we'll get to it. That's all I got for this one. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to